Good evening and welcome to our game of the week. This week we are featuring Nadur versus SK Wanderers. We are currently at the training pitch of Nadur and very shortly being joined by their head coach Branko for some updates on the team and some news on being top of the league. Join us in a minute. So Branko, thanks for joining us this week's Game of the Week. Of course, your next game up is SK Wanderers. Just before we touch on that, just a bit of feedback. What a great performance again at the weekend. All-round good team effort, I thought. Yeah, good control of the game.
Yes, talking about our last game against Oratory. Yes, I think the performance overall was very good. You know, one might say that, okay, we didn't score early. It took us 26, 27, 28 minutes. But I had a feeling that we had full control of the game, and it was just a matter of time when we can break their defense. So I think on a whole team level, it was one of the best performances I think of my team this season. I
agree. It was all the way through the team. Mm-hmm. You're free scoring at the moment. 16 goals in 3 games. It's got to be quite pleasing, coach.
Yes, you're happy when you score a lot of goals. But apart from that, you know, the way how we score, I think it makes me more happy. You know, if you analyze the goals, first goal of Judivan was excellent technical execution of an individual. But if you recall second goal we start attack from our goalkeeper, we enter in the box and we score the goal. Yeah. And on the way we had 7 players involved in actions. 6 of them they play one-touch football, and when we enter in the box, you know, it was a fantastic finish. So these kind of goals to me, they mean much more. Yeah. Much more.
Understood. How important it is now just to keep the momentum going, which means keeping players completely, you know, injury free. Of course, who knows? Mm-hmm. You know, and just keep this performance going along.
Well, obviously for us, it's important to keep performance and bringing the results. We are title challengers, and we are kind of, you know, for us, it's a luxury to drop the points in a game when we play better than the other one, right? Anyway, we have 17 players, you know, 17 players, 2 goalkeepers, and we try to change as much as possible, you know. So every player must be match fit. In order to be match fit, every player must play the game.
Game time.
I understand that not every player can play the same minutes, you know, because, you know, somebody plays more, somebody plays less. But for us, it's an imperative that every player must be involved in the game. If not every game, at least every second game. So Absolutely. We try to rotate as much as possible. So we see. In the next game should be something similar. You know, we have to rotate. We have to put somebody into the game, you know, to make him match fitter.
Of course. Just last question before we go on to SK. There's a 6-week break coming up soon, coach, where they're going to relay the grass. I don't know if you know, at the stadium. Obviously you do. During that period, what would you do? Would you carry on training like as you normally would? Do they get time off? Is it like a pre-season?
As much as I know, it's not going to be really off because the league will be suspended. But then there will be another competition, League Cup or GFA Cup.
Pay the Ketchum, I think.
So there will be some matches going on. You know, there'll be some matches going on, so no big changes. You know,
carry on.
Preparing for the matches. It's another competition where we also have to try to arrive as far as possible, not to say to win it. You know, so from what I'm seeing, Gozitan League reminds me a lot on English Championship because there are no weekends off. No. You know, when you realize now, I was watching the calendar. You know, first weekend off will be weekend before Christmas.
Wow.
You know, so we started the first weekend in September, so we have September, October, November, December, without free weekend. You know, so it's a little bit demanding. You know, especially considering that the squads here in Gozo, they are not really big.
No.
You know.
No.
They are not
25
squads of 25. You know, so anyway, it's a reason more for us to try to balance the players as much as possible in order to avoid any injuries, any overload, any overtraining. You know, overburn. So we have to use those matches for players who don't have maybe enough minutes. Maybe they will get more minutes in this competition.
Exactly.
Yes.
So this week, SK, obviously bottom of the league, no points after 5 games. Had a tough start. Mm-hmm. Do you approach the game exactly the same as you would any other game, coach?
Exactly. Yeah. We approach every game the same. Yeah. You know, even maybe the biggest score we did this year was against Shevkia, you know, but 2 days after that was back to square one, you know, the game was forgotten. So the case will be just the same even now. So Oratory game is a past from today. From today we're preparing for next opponent. Try to understand how next opponent is playing. and try to find a way how to unlock SK Victoria Wanderers. I know that at the moment they are not performing well, but listen, you cannot underestimate anybody. You know, in football, things can change, they can turn. So for us, it's imperative to approach the game in the same manner like playing against Ainsile.
Perfect. Last question, Coach, before I let you get back to the players. Injuries, how are we?
Oh, we are quite well. You know, today we have all players at disposal, so everybody is fit to train. So we hope it continues like this.
Super. Branko, thanks for joining us at Game of the Week. We'll see you at the weekend at the match.
Thank you.
Thanks again.
Thanks a lot.
Ciao.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Brian, thanks for joining us for Game of the Week. First up, Coach, the weekend. Bit of a bad sending off. It's a big loss for such a big game coming up next for you.
It's a big loss for next game. It was a big loss for that game.
Of course.
Because he left us with 10 players. Obviously, he retaliated. He should know better. It's no excuse. So, if I had to choose him missing the final 20 minutes of that game or him missing this game, I would have opted for him missing this game, because of that game, the other game, he left us with 10 players and 1-0 down. Still we continued trying to score. We had our chances, we hit the post, but unfortunately we lost the game.
Yeah. So we are currently still no points on the board. It's got to be a bit worrying for you, but again, it's as we talked last time, it's just keep going from game to game, keep the guys believing and just trying. The problem as well is losing to one of your closest rivals, because it umps up a 5-point gap, Brian, right?
Yes, of course. It's starting being worrying. It's no use hiding it. Still, there's still time to recover. I still believe that we have still the opportunity to catch our nearest opponents and in defense skip other teams. As I see it, there are maybe 2 or 3 teams, if you had Kerchem with Ainsile and Nadur, who may be a level higher. But my feeling is that the other teams on your day can win against any one of them.
Correct, absolutely. So Nadur up next. As we said, doesn't get much tougher than that, especially where they're playing. Pretty free scoring at the moment. They're playing some beautiful, beautiful football. I think you were there at the weekend. You know.
Yes, because everything is going going their way. They have effort squad. Obviously, they have nearly unlimited budget. That's a bit different. I always tell, when we're joking between us, that we ride a Mini and we have to compete with a Ferrari.
Exactly.
But still, we'll try to give our best, as we always did. I think up to now we're always in the game for much of the game against all the other opponents. Nadur, obviously, as you said, they are a very strong team. They are playing free-flowing football in front. They have players in front who can make the difference. Even, for example, I've watched them against Oratry in first half an hour. It wasn't such a good showing from Nadur, but then out of nothing, player who they saying could have joined Chelsea before coming injured and coming here. I don't know, but that's what they said. And he scored that fantastic goal.
Yeah.
They have players who can make the difference even when the team maybe is not playing that well.
Yeah, which makes a strong team when you contain a game on the seal. The same pretty things happened again now. We talk about this every week. First half, you're holding teams, you're reasonably comfortable, even if you're on the back foot. Second half, it always just seems to collapse a bit.
Yeah, because we even the game, the goal against Sannat, many attributed the goal to the goalkeeper. In my opinion, I think it was more a matter of the players, the two defenders who were on the ball didn't react properly for that ball, and the goalkeeper got caught between not knowing if the player.
He was unsighted, I think.
Of course, they wrong-footed him. It was a matter of bad reaction. Maybe in the second half we're losing focus, and it shouldn't be, because the game lasts 93 minutes, and your level of focus should be till the end. We're being punished for these mistakes we're doing. Hopefully we'll come out of this.
Good. Okay, it's injuries, so we know we got your red card, Brian. Is there any other concerns for you coming into the game?
Yes, there is Ajay, who has put his hamstring in the last minute. When yes, so that's what he didn't do. But bar Azantes, who has been shown the red card, as you said, the others are available to be choosing.
Okay, listen, we'll be there to watch you as always. Good luck, Brian. Thanks for joining us today, and just keep plugging on, man.
Thanks.
Thanks so much, Brian. Thank you.